No, no, I'm not on the trip. I purchased the access to it. Um, I am 74.1. Honestly, these last couple of percents are an absolute nightmare. How's it going, Emil? Thank you for the heart, me man. Much appreciated. The fishing's not been too bad. In the early hours of the game,
You, sir, are fish. You,
I was quite
sir,
surprised
are
actually
fish.
because there was some really nice fish coming out of this 41-meter hole. Some nice big ones, which was quite cool. Let me just change something a moment. But yeah, it's been going pretty well. Yeah, you want to be fishing in like, the 34-meter hole. Um, the 41 is pretty good. It's been pretty consistent today for me. So if you're struggling, you want to be using the sea foams. The sea foams work really well out here. I really like the green one. The green one has been really, really useful. It's been consistent. But there's loads of stuff that you can do. Like there's loads of different ways that you can approach Norway. A lot of the pilkers work nicely, especially if you've got some fillets on there with all the attraction elements and all that sort of stuff, it can definitely increase your bite rate. But for me, the green sea foams have just been brilliant. But I don't intend on staying here. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do today on this, to be honest. What I want to do, obviously, is get this skill percentage up and just make as much silver as I can. That's pretty much where I'm at right now. Because when I get to 75%, not only do I unlock drop shot, but I also unlock the ability to be able to use medium boat rods. So I'm in two minds at the moment whether I invest in a nice spinning setup for the other maps, or I go down the route of investing more money into marine fishing. So it's pretty difficult at the moment. Obviously, where everything is so expensive, I want to enjoy the fishing more or less to the point. Sometimes it can feel like a bit of a grind out here, I must admit. Thank you very much, Emil. I appreciate that, man. Oh, man. But yeah, how is everyone doing anyway? What we all up to? Anybody fishing for anything exciting? I might go after some cats some point when it gets dark. Yeah, thank you very much for that, man. I appreciate it. Trying to get any fish at Curry. You notice how it's been really sort of quiet at Curry. I was there yesterday and I went round with some of the hunter spoons. I tried some of the balsas and stuff like that, but I got a couple of Arctic chars, a couple of pike, but that was about it, to be honest. Thank you for the follow, man. Yeah, it was really, I don't know, like I've never, like when I was fishing at Curry, probably about a month ago, I would say, it was really active, like really active. I was catching like, salmon and char and all of that, pretty consistently. And now it almost seems as if you probably catch a fish maybe every sort of 20, 25 minutes, which is mad, isn't it? I don't know if anybody else is experiencing the same. Like it's really good silver as well. Like, you know, I was very fond of Curry because Curry was basically the spot that I used a lot to, be able to buy my first sort of bait casting setup. But they're like 800 grams or less. Yeah, baby ones, aren't they? There's loads of different things that you can try and do, like changing the hook sizes on the lures that are obviously working and stuff like that. But obviously by doing that, you're kind of lowering the bite rate at the same time, aren't you? So, and it's pretty bad at the moment as it is. You kind of want to take what you can get. But there's two really good places that I enjoy fishing at the moment, and that's Lower Tungsten River and Yama River. Really good places. Yeah, I'd say spoons and spinners are probably your best bet. Like I say, a lot of people do recommend using the balsas, but I've not really had much luck with the balsas at Curry, I'm not gonna lie. I've caught fish on them, don't get me wrong, but I don't know, I just feel like spoons and spinners are a little bit more consistent. It can be painful. It can be painful. But it's no different than places like Volkov. Volkov is pretty slow at the moment as well, but it depends on obviously what you're going after. But like I say, I'm really enjoying my light setup, my light spinning setup, and my float fishing at the moment. I like the sorts of like when you've been heavily at it or something like that, like spinning or trolling and stuff like that. You just want a nice, easy method that's working that requires like less involvement. You know, I absolutely adore float fishing at Elk Lake. It is such a lovely place to fish, and it's calm. You just got to sit and wait. No, Elk Lake isn't easy mode at all. Some of the bass there fight like hell, and the catfish that are there, they're pretty strong as well. You know, they can catch you off guard. You know, if you want to obviously fish for the smaller fish, then of course it's going to be, you know, a doddle, but I think each place that you fish at has its own, you know, you can become so complacent with your fishing, and then all of a sudden you get something on which absolutely destroys your equipment. You know, like, oh, I wasn't prepared for that. No different than me on lower tungster when I was using a light setup, you know, and then I got that 15 kg Taman, you know, wasn't expecting it, but damn, when it one hell of a fight. I do indeed. Yes, I do indeed. You can find all my links in my bio, mate, to absolutely everything. Yeah, but even the squirrels are, you know, it's just the thing is, right? It's just all about being in the right place at the right time when it comes to fishing. It's just about just having a bit of patience with it, you know, because you never really know. But I was using like an original popper, you know, doing walk the dog, and next thing you know, I just got spooled like crazy. How's it going, man? Yeah, there's loads of factors. There's loads of factors when it comes to fishing. Still no percentage. You got to think about it though. Like when you go to places like Curry and Volkov, you know, like I mean, with Curry, you don't necessarily need to be on the boat. You can fish off the bank. But if you think about it, what's it like 25 silver to go there? Then you're paying like what 10 silver for a boat ticket. You know, you're like 35 silver in before you've even cast. So you just yeah. Oh, it's a cusk, isn't it? Nice size though. 9.2 kg. Or my 51 fish in. It's been nice and calm out here, though. Nice and calm out here. I love it when it's like this. I have a 4070. So you want to be using an 8-0 plug with the trolling octopus. I reckon this is another cask. Maybe. Could potentially be. Yeah, the Tega C30. Yeah, fantastic reel. Honestly, fantastic. It's good for out here, especially, and it's also capable of catching some pretty decent catfish as well. I absolutely love this reel. It was pricey, but for return of investment, it's crazy, crazy value for money, this reel. You know, for me, it's one of those reels that can be used. I mean, I haven't found a place yet that I haven't been able to use it. It's just it's just such a great all-round reel. And I know that it costs something like 10,500 silver, but still, you know, for that money, the return of investment is just it's just wild. Thank you for the follow, man. 20k silver, yeah, yeah. That's what I mean. I mean, I'm in a predicament right now where I'm like, do I save for better marine tackle or do I, you know, buy myself a new spinning rod, spinning setup? But when we're talking about silver margins, it is a long way to go if I am going to potentially invest in some better marine stuff. because I don't want to be using the Tegas E30 all the time out here. I want to dedicate this reel to, you know, my sort of like my trolling. Yeah, the 41 hole's been excellent so far. I mean, I'll show you my keep net. Like, I've pulled out a variety of stuff. I even pulled out a red king crab as well, just over a kilo, which was nice. 17 kg cusk, which is brought out in the early hours of the morning. You know, it's good. It's good. It's been rather effective. I did get spooled, which I assumed was a poor beagle shark. But, you know, it's one of those things, isn't it? I lost my favourite pilker as well. So upset. What's the fastest way to get money at Elk Lake? So there's a couple of ways that you can do it. Um, the skirted jigs work really well, and using crawls with jig step works pretty well too. But if you're going to use the crawls, just keep in mind that, you know, you can get catfish on them. But yeah, there's a lot of fish out there that, you know, if you want to pair it, what I would do on a spinning rod is just put like a crawl on it and then get a float pole, stick some worms on the float pole, leave that, and then just do some jig stepping. There's loads of ways that you can go about it. You can get some worms on there as well. How's it going, man? But there, don't be fooled. There's no. When somebody says, "What is the fastest way?" There is no fast way. You know. Obviously, the more time that you put into it, the bigger your reward will be. You know. You might find an active spot that just keeps producing you fish. You know, and just take advantage of it when you find one. You know, it's like Norway. Norway is great for silver. It's incredible for like paving the way for, you know, buying some of the smaller setups for other locations and stuff like that. But when you then come to the ocean and then look at buying some better and bigger marine equipment, obviously the prices are scaling based on how much silver you're earning. So it's kind of a double-edged sword, really. Oh, that's a nice haddock. 9.7. Good silver as well, then. Good silver. But I think since I've been fishing here today with 57 fish, I've probably gone up about maybe like what 0.2, 0.3% on my marine fishing skill. It's just crazy. Come on, there we go. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, 75%. Damn it, man. Yeah, thank you very much to everyone that's been tapping the screen. I do appreciate that. So I said I sound like the Spud Man. Okay. Oh, 74.2. Ugh, there is hope after all. Thank you for the follow, man. Apparently I needed to verify my email. Wow, okay. I see how it is. They want more information from me. How dare you? But no, like I say, I'm just gonna probably stay here until my boat ticket expires, and then I'll go off somewhere else and fish somewhere else for a bit. But on Lower Tungsten River yesterday, I managed to pull out a trophy Arctic grayling, which I was very, very happy about. Oh, I keep pressing the space bar. How's it going, Dip? How's it going, Meds? Like I say as well, if there is anyone that is playing Russian fishing and you wanna, you maybe want to join a channel with some, nice helpful people, then obviously feel free. The channel name is in the top left-hand corner of the screen. Yeah, I'm not too bad. I'm not too bad today. Thank you for asking. Yeah, I'm fishing out in Norway, trying to get the skill percentage up. It's been a long old grind this. I will get there eventually. It's just a long, long process. But as by doing it, the silver follows, the XP follows, so that's what I've got to look at as well. Oh. Do 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 do. Moving at 60 fish though. That's pretty good going. I think that's around about 600 silver, I think. You have 3 bottom rigs and you can't find a great spot. The best thing that I can advise you to do is to join their official Discord. Because in there you're going to find all the information that you need in terms of spots and locations. In my Discord, I do have a tab with quite a lot of information in there regarding mech weights and reels and all that kind of stuff, trophy spots, etc. Bear Lake can be very slow. The bite rate can be incredibly slow out there. Plus, you want some fairly decent equipment if you're going to be fishing out there because some of those carp get quite big. You know, they will give you a fight. Same with the barbel as well. You know, they are out there. The tench. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing, like, when you're going to be fishing in other places, you've really got to factor in your gear. You know, you've got to look at the fish that are there. You've got to, you know, I mean, when I first went to, oh, 74.3, when I first went to Bear Lake, I was actually using these, the Fantasias, and 6.4 kg drag on the reel, and it was giving me, those fish were giving me such a hard time. Such a hard time. So you want to be more than that. Not to say that it's impossible. But I'm currently using I think it's the West Hill and the Venga 6000 reel for my feeder setup. And it just works like a dream. Just works like a dream. It's so good. You can use it on copper as well. Oh, the fish got away. Joking. But Balea River is really good for silver as well. You know, I think you may be better off going to somewhere like, Seversky or Sura rather than Bear initially. Oh, but I think I'm in the realms I've got to save up around about 80k, which is going to feel like a lifetime. For a new rod and reel. Yeah, yeah, it's a lot of money. Because obviously the Tega C doesn't have like a secondary gear ratio, and obviously that's going to make it a lot easier fishing out here. No, the Electro Raptor is more expensive than that. I think the Raptor's over like 100k. 120k or something like that, I think it is. A lot of silver. But the thing is, with high ticket items like that, when you've kind of paved the way and you've bought everything that you want, you know, it's stuff like that which you kind of set a goal for because you're not really buying anything else beyond that point. Thank you for the follow, man. How's it going? How's it going, Julian? Oh, 11 kilo Atlantic cod. Love it. What was I on again? 74.3. I got 0.7 to go. That might take me till Christmas. That's the way that it feels anyway. Low profile, they don't really tend to have very good drag. On light setups, yeah, you know, low profile would be brilliant, like medium to light setups, that kind of thing. But like I say, it just depends on where you plan to fish. So, and what you're fishing for. The stats will tell you anyway, you know. Thank you for the follow, man. Yeah, the stats will tell you. But yeah, the low profile reels are quite expensive actually for what they are. Like if you at least if you want to get yourself a decent low profile, you know, you're probably looking in the realms of maybe like what, 4 to 8,000 silver, maybe a little bit more. Just depends on the drag, really. Depends what you're going for. The Sputnik Alpha Pro low profile reel is really good. I've been enjoying that. Nice little setup. Oh, another edible crab. These 3D models are brilliant, aren't they? Ooh, that'd be some money. Thank you very much to everyone that's tapping the screen. I really do appreciate that. Another safe. Oh dear. But yeah, yeah, 109 mech weight, yeah. The only thing that's kind of limiting me right now is the rod, because I think the rod is only something like 61.2 kg. So I'm not even able to use the full capacity of the mech weight on the reel yet. I think I'm running like 60 kg at the moment. I think I was looking at like the Poseidon. I think it's called the Poseidon. Because the Ocean Queen, for what it is, it's a great rod. It's a great rod, especially like for perking. You know, it's a good rod. You know, it makes its money. Yeah, I'm gonna jump right to boat rods. Yeah. The thing is, like, I could have got like a light boat rod, but I've skipped that phase altogether. I've skipped that bit. And I'm just gonna go straight for a medium. Because I think, in all fairness, I think the getting myself a better rod for out here is probably more suitable, you know, so then I can kind of prepare a little bit better for the worst, especially when I unlock drop shot as well. When that day comes, at least. I don't know. I haven't actually like properly looked. Well, I have looked, but I can't remember what I was gonna go for. But there are so many options. There are so many options. Because you can even catch big fish on like the light boat rods. Like it's not impossible. I've seen people do it, but it's all well and good. I mean, it's terrible. Like it's all well and good looking, but when you start looking and you start looking at some of these prices for these things, you kind of sit there and think, wow, how long is this actually going to take me? It does. That is the only issue. That is the only issue. Like the thing is, when you're moving up in the world in that respect, unfortunately, all the repair costs come with it. Another edible crab. That's the third one today. Yeah, I mean, I'm not even remotely close. Not even remotely close to even thinking about, buying a rod and a reel, for out here. I am miles away from actually being able to purchase anything. Yeah, it's 70k for the first one, yeah. It gets pretty pricey north of that. Well, even 70k is a lot of silver. It is a lot of silver. Even 10k, in my opinion, is a lot of silver. But the thing is, when you get like higher skill percentage, you obviously are going to be unlocking, things like drop shot and stuff like that. So you're going to be your bite rate's going to go up. So theoretically, you're going to be pulling in more fish per the hour. So you're going to be making money a lot quicker. Yeah, I'd like one of those. Never, never. Nah. Nah, absolutely not. Why on earth would I spend that amount of money on a reel just to give it away to somebody? That is wild. Maybe if I win the lottery. If I won the lottery, I'd give everyone one. But we can all dream. That's it. That's even if the game is about in 20 years. Who knows? Who knows? Literally like the price of a console, probably. Thank you for the follow, man. Like, if you was to buy it with gold, yeah, it's quite expensive. Thank you for the rose, man. If you look in the top right-hand corner of the screen, Finton, you will find the answer to your question. €367 for the Electro. Yeah, the cheapest option. Oh, the fish got away. We are getting there. 72 out of 150 fish. Man. Just literally those last little bits percentage, man. I dread the day that I've got to replace the line on this. Oh, another one I can dice up. 10 pieces. Oh. Ladoga salmon, 4.4 kg. What a strange question, Dip. I have no idea, mate. I don't know your dad. Come on, fish. Where are you? I think I might have cleaned this place out. I've been here for a little while, so I might try going over to the 34, or it might even go to the 50. Catching some Black Sea Shamayas and some rough. Yeah, brown trout are nice. They are nice. Give you some decent silver as well, and XP in Balea. They give you even more at lower tungsten. I might even try going after some of the bass at Elk Lake. I do want to catch myself a nice bass. How's it going, man? At the moment, my favourite place to fish is lower tungsten. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, using fillets, you know, it's going to work wherever you're fishing, but you just got to think about how long it takes for the actual bait to go down. I might give it a go. I might go over there. Might change the setup a little bit. Let's try. Oh, sorry, the 55, not the 50. There's a chance of catching a shark on anything that you're using, really. You know, especially in some of the shallower areas. You know, you do get the occasional fish come through. How's it going, man? Who knows? Might even catch some squid. I've only had a couple, but it's just keeping up with all these fillets. Those are the two things which really annoy me about this place, is the boat ticket prices and just acquiring the fillets. How's it going, man? Welcome in. But yeah, we'll try our luck over at the 55. Might even go up to the 75. Yeah, I'm not doing too bad, man. Thank you for asking. You can't catch anything on spinning. I wouldn't say that level 16 is a starter, but yeah. Yeah. Oh, that made me laugh last night. Just have a frog, yeah. Be your little buddy. You can keep it. How did you find the how did you find my finest baked potatoes? It was funny, I was there last night crafting tea, and I noticed that I had some potatoes left over from obviously crafting baits. And I just sat there and made a bunch of baked potatoes. And you have a nice feeder rod. God, I'd like a nice feeder rod. Can you give me one? The funny thing is, right, is that even so, right, manners don't cost anything. And at no point, this is what I find hilarious about some people that come in here and ask for stuff. They don't even say please, nor do they say thank you. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. Like I say, why on earth would I spend real money, right, buying rods and reels just to give them away? Like, why would I do that? Like, I don't think some people realise that. the vast majority of equipment in this game cannot be sent unless they're purchased with gold. You know, and then they use the whole, oh, I'm a new player, I'm this, I'm that, and then they tell you that they're like level 30. You know? Unfortunately, you are just going to have to jump on the grind just like everybody else. Or yeah, better yet, spend some of your own money. I don't know what's going on here. It's gone screw with. What level am I? I'm level 32. Fair enough. You know, I mean, like we do have a channel in game. You know that we do. I do support people quite a lot, but like there are limitations to the support. You know, there are limitations to the things that can and cannot be sent. You know, lures and leaders and baits completely different. Food items completely different. But when you get somebody come in and they've been in your in your channel or part of your community for the whole of 2 minutes and say, "Do you have a reel that I can have?" I had it yesterday. Funny enough, I had it yesterday. I had it yesterday. Here you are, look. Can you help me with something, please? I said, "What's up?" I was broken a reel at sea fishing, and if you could help me, please, with a better one. And then I said no, and then, okay, but a rod? Do you know what I mean? Like, crazy. Crazy. Like I say, all up for helping people, new players, getting them into the community, giving some advice, stuff like that. But asking for stuff like that is just crazy, you know. Yeah, not too bad, Oscar. Hope you're well yourself, man. European hate. They do. Mm. All right, let's try and do this. Oh, that's the only downside as well. Is obviously fishing in deeper holes. Takes a lot longer to reel the fish up, and it takes a lot longer for the lure to go down. It's cheeky cusk. But dying. Just wait for the boat to chill out a minute before I cast. Just ask him what, pandemonium? Might need to go down just a little bit more. Yeah, I will. I will in a minute. Get this fish in, and then I'll check them. Come on, fish. Up you come. No, it's another cusk. 7 messages. You sent me 500 cabbage leaves. What on earth would I use 500 cabbage leaves for? I know. Thank you very much for that. Okay. Fair enough. God, it takes so long. I know for a fact that it's going to be worth it once I unlock it, but still, just trying to get percentages out here is crazy. I think it was a grass carp on bear, but I don't remember. How's it going, Timothy? Is anybody else saving up for anything at the moment? Anybody got any plans for the foreseeable future with equipment? Just growing the campsite fireplace, yeah. I've still got like 50 jacket potatoes or whatever they are that I still need to bake. Wow, I never thought about that. Just trying to get 90% skill for bait fish. Yeah, man. What are you gonna target once you get that? What are you gonna go for? Sturgeons. It's mad how they fight though, isn't it? I'm fairly confident the alcohol in this game gives you, I mean, at least based on the alcohol that I've drunk in game, I'm pretty sure it gives you a XP boost. Because I ended up getting a bunch of stuff like from doing the anniversary tasks. Suppose it depends on how much you drink. I suppose if you drink a lot, like I think I got quite a variety. Let's try some moonshine. Yeah, the bite rate is considerably slower here. Considerably. I wonder what skill percentage it is for sandwich bait. I think it's quite high, isn't it? I think it's like 90%, I think. Sandwich is 80%. Damn. Lumpfish. Oh, 74.4. Come on. How do you play with a friend? Go knock on their door and ask them if they want to come out and play. I don't know. Fish, Cody. No, I'm after anything that bites at the moment. Just a little bit of a variety of fish that I've been pulling out. Not targeting anything specific. Yeah, I'm using the TL500 telestick at the moment for float fishing, which is quite nice. I do have a Bolganese style rod as well. Gives like 50% XP boost, I think it is, something like that. Really nice set. Quite like it. How's it going, user? Thank you very much, user. It's awfully generous of you. I do appreciate it. Oh, 82 fish. Yeah, I might go back over. I don't know. I don't know. I'm pilking at the moment. Yeah, I got a trophy grayling last night. Yeah. I wasn't even expecting it, to be honest with you. Like, I was on the light setup and I was just, just doing straight retrieval on a spinner. And next thing you know, like you can tell when when you've got a decent size like fish on with a light setup, can't you? And I was like, "Cool, this is pretty big. I wonder what it is." And I thought at first it was a trout. I honestly did. I thought it was a trout. And then when I saw the fin come up, I was like, "Whoa, that's a nice grayling." And then pulled it in. I got a card with it as well. But I caught it. When you slightly go up river and you've got that 2.5 meter hole. Um, I was just casting in that. I haven't sold the card. The fish was 133 silver though. I might be able to check. Cards. What would it be? Started, completed, laminated, empty. What would it be under? There we go. Arctic grayling. 120 silver. Yeah. So for that one fish, I got about 250 silver, 255 silver for the fish and the card, which is pretty decent, to be honest. Might switch over to the sea foam in a minute because it's getting dark. I don't really usually have much luck on pilkers at night. But... yeah, it's pretty good going. Pretty good going. I'll go back out there at some point today. I think once I get this skill percentage, it's just going to be a money grind from that point on. I mean, every day on this game is a money grind, isn't it? Silver grind. But at least I'll have some options available to me, which is what I want. And I'm going to be doing a lot of float fishing as well, because I've got an awful lot of bait which I need to go through, and I mean an awful lot of bait. I think I got something like 9,000 worms, something like that. There's a lot of worms to go through. Yeah, I'm just going to pull this back up. Like I say, getting fish on pilkers for me at night just doesn't really bind too well. See, how did I know you was going to say something like that, Pandemonium? How did I know? I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it. You're debating in investing like a year of premium. Depends on how long you plan on playing it, you know. Thank you for the follow, man. Yeah, let's go over to the 34. Let's see if we can pull anything out of here. I've not fished here yet today. Thank you for the follow, man. Alright, we got movement at the bottom layer. I think once I upgrade my equipment, I definitely will be going down the route of maybe trying some trolling. I've done a little bit of trolling out here, but I've not caught a single fish trolling out here. Not a single fish. $10K silver. You're pretty close to unlocking Norway anyway, though, aren't you? Oof. Only. That's a lot of fishing, that is, for 4 mil XP. Yeah, it's not bad going. 40K XP. I don't know, sometimes you've just got to, like, really drive it, ain't you? You really got to drive it. Like, even at lower tungsten, I'm surprised about the amount of XP that those little fish give you as well. And it's easy fishing, too. It's easy fishing. I'm quite enjoying Yama River as well. That's a nice place to fish. I like all places like that. I think Balea, Lower Tungsten, and Yama River are probably three of my favourite places to go to fish. 100%. 74.5. Ugh. How nice would it be if every fish that I catch after this just gives me a percentage? Oh, I'd love it. Oh man. It's quite slow. What do you mean quite slow? Like what? A lower tungster, you mean? Oh, Yama. I tell you what, some of the spoons work really, really well at Yama. Really, really well. Um, the one that I like to use, where is it? Is this one, the Vieco, 25 grammer 003, works really well. You can catch like char on it and all kinds of stuff. It's a good spoon to use. But don't forget as well, you can jig step the spoons. These are all just small fish coming out of here now. Like I say, this is just going to be it's just going to be one of those things, isn't it? It's just going to be one of those things. I hate these as well. The sculpin. I don't like fishing for these at all. They're okay, but they're annoying. I'd much prefer something else. Oh, wrong way. Let's go back over to the 41. See if we get any luck over there. Like I feel like when you first start off in the game, I think a lot of people go down like the float fishing and feeder and bottom fishing route, and then when you start getting to the higher levels, I feel like more people go towards spinning. A lot of people try out spinning, where I did the complete opposite. I started off with spinning and then gradually like worked my way into bottom and float. The only reason why I kind of like invested a lot of time in into my bottom fishing and stuff like that was because I wanted to unlock more stuff to be able to complete some of those anniversary tasks. And if I could give away those picker rods, Carl, wouldn't I? I'd just get rid of them. But you can't. Got a trophy pike. I might actually go after some pike later on today. Put like a steel leader on it or something. Maybe go over to Oldburg. Somewhere like that. There's so many. This is what I love about this game. There are so many things that you can be doing. It almost feels like there's just not enough hours in the day, you know? Yeah, but like I say, going after large pike is all well and good if you've got the equipment to do it, you know? I think it's 10. Is it 10 kg trophy pike? Or just over 10 kg? I can't remember. Someone caught one yesterday. I think it was, yeah, it might have been, yeah, it probably was 12. Either way, 10 kg is still really nice for a pike. Really nice for a pike. I think the largest one that I've caught is a 6, and that was at Oldberg. Thank you for the follow, man. Yeah. Oldberg is just it's just a good place to go, isn't it, really? It's just a good place to go. Thank you for the follow, man. Thank you for the heart, me Nicky. Yeah, like literally, like Oldberg is such a good place to go. I think my boat ticket's probably gonna end up running out in a minute. Yep, 400 silver. The thing is, it is worth doing, but god damn, doesn't it eat into your profits? I mean, I know that you make that money quite easily, but still, like, that extra 400 silver, like, you got, on average, if you're doing, like, some of the smaller fish, you're looking at around 40 fish before you even pay the ticket off. And that's if you catch 40 fish. How's it going, man? I mean, you're bound to, but, like, some days are better than others is what I meant, you know? Like, you could have a day like Matsuki did, you know, where literally everything he was catching was sculpin. Just sculpin after sculpin, and then it was like, we called it, we were like, you're going to get a trophy sculpin in a minute, and then in the next cast, he pulls one up as a trophy sculpin. You know, it's mad. Yeah, I've wasted so much silver on boat rentals and travel. Yeah, pandemonium, but what you got to remember is that when you come out here, you want to be catching a variety of fish, different weight fish, because obviously you're going to get more money, you know, and when you come out here for the first time, the last thing that you want to be doing is catching the same fish over and over and over again. Especially sculpin, yeah. But don't get it confused with what we're saying, because your responses is almost as if like we're complaining. We're not complaining. But when you come out here, you know, you're so excited, you wanna, you know, you wanna see what you can catch, you wanna try and earn, you know, as much silver as you can, especially if you're out here on a trip, you know. 9 kg. Yeah. I love it when they bite on the way down. Yeah, those dog yeah, I tell you what, those dogfish give you some decent XP, don't they? Even these safe do give you a decent amount of silver. They honestly do. I think it's probably one of those fish where like, because obviously you're going to be using fillets and stuff like that, and you've got to decide whether you're gonna, you know, cut those up or you're going to keep them for the sake of silver. That's why I only cut up the ones that aren't market fish, but sometimes it's hard to keep up with it, you know. How's it going, David? 1 hour, 400 silver. Already paid off my ticket and got 4 hours left. Nice, man. Yeah, there's some really good opportunities. Really good opportunities. Once you start, you know, being able to buy some heavier equipment, I think the game really does change because it just opens you up to all possibility, like different possibilities. You know, like when I was back on Sura and I was jig stepping for Xander, I was always cautious. I was always worried because obviously you got chance of catching catfish. You know, now I can do it knowing full well that my setup is capable of catching catfish, you know. It just changes your whole world. Yes. Yes, you should get the leader making tool. 1,000,000%. It's a lot of silver, but trust me, you are going to need that. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Line isn't always everything. I mean, like I say, you know, It's time. It's time more than anything. If you're willing to sit there on a fish for 40, 50 minutes, you know, the damage and the wear and the tear that it's going to put on your equipment and all that sort of stuff, it in the longer run, it's actually less cost effective. It's not about the river's small and I've got a lot of line so I can deal with it. It's all of the damage that you put onto your equipment, and you've got to factor in, is it worth doing? And the likelihood of it is no, it's not. Not to say that it can't be done, but in the longevity of your equipment, is it really worth sitting there on a fish which is clearly too big for your setup and just torching your equipment to try and get it in? I just don't think it's worth it. 60 silver reel for, yeah, but you're not getting 100 silver a fish. Not every fish. If you was getting 100 silver a fish, you would be, do you know what I mean? You wouldn't be using that equipment that you've got now. You don't even get 100 silver a fish in the ocean. The thing is, you're not catching big fish every time that you catch. This is the thing. I think if everybody was catching big fish every cast, we would all be millionaires, wouldn't we? But you got to be realistic with it. You do have to be realistic with it. Yeah, recently did something a bit stupid. Spent like 30 minutes on my ultralight catching it. Yeah, that's it. And let's face it as well. You're very right there, Nikki. If every cast is a big fish, you're going to be your equipment, especially if you're using lighter stuff. You're not going to you're not going to be using that equipment for very long. It'll probably actually cost you more in the long run than what it would. Yeah, but it's not just the real panda. It's not just the rod. It's not just the blanks and stuff. You know, you are putting wear onto your reel, no matter what you're doing. And if you're trying to catch fish that exceed the limitations of what your reel can handle, you're going to be, putting some hefty damage on it. Yeah, it does. It really does. It does get to a point. It does get to a point. Like right now, I know that my rod and reel for catfishing is good, but it's a base entry level point to catfishing. And for what I use it for right now, if I can constantly keep going after catfish, it's not going to be worth it. How do people manage to catch giant carps on starter setups then? We're not saying it's impossible, Pandemonium. We're not saying it's impossible. What we're saying is that over a period of time, it's not necessarily worth it. We're not telling you how to fish. We're not telling you what to be honest, I couldn't care less what you do with your equipment, and I couldn't care less what you do and how you play the game. But if people are going to ask for advice based on stuff and then go completely against it, then just don't ask, you know? As simple as that. Just don't ask. You want your equipment to last as long as you can, and you have to fish within your means. If you're not fishing within your means, then the chances of breaking stuff, the wear, and everything goes up. And then when you snap a rod or break a reel, then you're back to square one again. And, you know, you want to be moving forward, not backwards. Cool. Yeah. But, you know, I mean, it's a safer way of doing it, but there's still a chance. There's still a chance. That's what you got to remember. There's still a chance for something to go wrong. That's why you've just got to prepare yourself as best as you can and fish within your means. You know, and I made that crucial mistake when I came out here. I wasn't fishing within my means at all. You know, the silver in the XP blinded me and ended up breaking a rod because of it. You know, and that's just literally the price you pay. Thank you for the rose, man. Yeah, you've got to be careful. You've got to be careful out here. You know, and I only say that because, you know, the equipment that you're buying is expensive to replace. It is expensive to replace. That, you know, you think about it. You say, for instance, you come out to Norway and you've completely ignored the rules of the sea, if that's what we want to call it, and you end up breaking your equipment. You're back, you know, to square one again, trying to save up to come back. Yeah, I think it's just a very expensive lesson that you really don't want to learn, you know? It'd be gutting. Absolutely gutting. Like that's the sort of thing that like makes and breaks people playing this game. You know, you imagine if you save up all that money to buy yourself a flashy new rod and then you completely just ignore what you should be doing and you snap it. You'd probably end up just quitting the game after that, wouldn't you, really? At least for a little while, anyway. Curry seems pretty good right now. What you catching there, man? Has anything been consistent for you? So you're getting your lake trouts. Just seen that come up. A few pike. What's the biggest fish that I've caught? Cause just over 40 kg catfish. It's nice that I can say something different now. I got fed up of saying 22 kg Atlantic cod. That was actually on one of my trips, catching that. I think it was like the last maybe half an hour, 40 minutes of like my third trip. I might come back here later. I don't know if I can be bothered to catch the last like 47, 46 fish. I don't know, or do I just keep going? Just fill the keep net up and then just call it quits. I don't know. I mean, I may as well stay out here whilst I'm here, aren't I? Otherwise, the boat ticket's just going to be wasted. And that is not what I want. Not what I want at all, but some people are catching some really nice fish today. I do want to go after the lake trouts again. Back when I was playing the angler, that's all I was going for. Lake trout. In the beginning. Yeah, 1 minute you know you're catching fish consistently, and then the next minute it's just like off you go. I think mine was 9 something as well. I was annoyed because there was a cafe order for one, but it was for a trophy. Oh, it gets so bad, doesn't it? It gets so bad. Like sometimes I sit here and wonder why I actually play this game, you know? I don't know, it's just a bug, isn't it? It's just a bug, you can't quite shift it. How's it going, man? Welcome in. Yeah, literally just cannot shift it. It's Pollock? Oh, man. I tell you what, these last 50 fish, man, it just takes forever. Or is it, at least it feels like it anyway. Today your rod broke, it was like 812 coins. Damn, man. What was you fishing for? You was on the sea and you had the rod for it. Damn. Wait, 812 coins? For a sea rod? Which one did you buy? I don't think there's a sea rod that is cheap like that. Yeah, I was gonna say probably. That's crazy. That is crazy. You were definitely risking it there. Well, I don't say risking it. I mean, you broke your rod. Just got a huge pike. Yeah, I might go after some pike. Where are you fishing to, Ladoga? Yeah, yeah, yeah. What are you on a? Are you on Are you on the boat or are you fishing from shore? Ah, you're trolling. Nice. I am like 0.3%. I think it was 0.3. 74.7. Oh, man. Yeah, man, I'm almost there. I'm almost there. I hope that I manage to get it before I fill this keep net. Honestly. It's just so difficult getting percentages up here like this. It's like in my mind I'm like twitching because I want to fish elsewhere, but at the same time I want this percentage. And then I can just reevaluate everything at that point and then look for some nice setups to go along with you know, doing drop shot and that. I really like the boat though at Ladoga. I wish that boat was here. Slowly but surely getting there. 40 fish to go. Oh, oh. 100% round fishing. Come on. That takes some time, that does. I mean, that's the problem, Het. To be honest with you, like I say, oh yeah. Oh, come on. Give me some percentage, man. Give me some percentage. I remember when I was doing this for like 60% on the bottom fishing skill. Oh, that was just pain. That was just pain. $111 fish though. Damn. It's always nice when you get to the end of filling your keep net. Ah. Let's try fishing off of the other side of the boat. See how we get on over this side. Oh, no. Oh, there we go. Oh, starting to get a bit choppy now. What level was your other account, Het? Level 10. Something's not making sense here. Oh, you got yourself a curry char. Nice one, man. Beautiful fish. Beautiful fish. Well done, man. Beautiful fish. It's a blue tag. You gotta put that in the Discord, man. I wanna see. Do. New PB Pike. Come on, 2.5 kg. Nice one, man. Don't you just love it when people are getting their new PB? There's been a lot of new PBs today. Fair play. Fair play. Mice. Oh, taking pictures now. How's it going? Welcome in, man. Yeah. We are slowly but surely not getting there. The ocean is going to sleep. If I don't get this percentage by the time this keep net is filled, I think I might actually cry. So prepare yourself for about 10-15 minutes of me just crying in the corner. Come on, fishies. Where are you? Let's try something new. Yeah, let's try something new. Let's put a maggot on there. Ooh, probably barbecue. Yeah, please. If your gear's strong enough, try. Yeah, I might do. I might do. Can I cook? Of course I can cook. What's my favorite meal in that case? Uh, bit of styrofoam with some brown sauce. Can't go wrong with a bit of styrofoam. Just that crunch. Sometimes even a side of polystyrene. No, I quite like my Mexican food. Yeah, I like things like fajitas and stuff like that. What do you mean Mexican isn't very popular in the UK? Of course it's popular in the UK. Where do you think I live? That's like saying that like Chinese food and Indian food and stuff like that isn't popular in the UK. Well, no, Mexican food is probably the most popular in Mexico, but you know, I'm sure a lot of people actually travel. In fact, people do. A lot of people travel to Mexico for their food, you know. Just like anywhere, really. I mean, if you want to taste the food good and proper, you go to the place where it's origin from, I guess, or go to the people, should I say? Yeah, they do. Yeah, but Mexico, like some of their fizzy drinks and stuff, they're quite nice. To get them though, they're quite expensive to get them over here anyway. I think last time I saw there was like I think it was like 6 cases for like 100 quid. It was crazy. but I think it tastes different. Yeah, I love that sort of stuff. You used to watch like loads of different programs of like I don't know if you guys have you probably have, I'm not too sure, but like things like Man versus Food and all of those things. You know, just seeing different dishes from around the world and how like different restaurants approach you in the way of like how to, like there's some places in like China and Japan where you've obviously got to cook your own food yourself. Stuff like that. It's cool. Yeah, there's a guy, his name was Adam Richman, and he would travel around places in America and try all of their eating challenges. Yeah, you can't go wrong with a bit of pizza. 798 silver started with 122 days ago. Come on, man. Have you got anything in mind what you're going to save up for? Or are you saving up for anything? Yeah, of course, like consuming that amount of food in a very short space of time, you know. I mean, I'm sure there's some form of like diet and body preparation that they do before they, you know, take on a challenge like that. I'm sure there's a lot of mental and physical preparation for it. Right now, I probably spend all my money on leader making thing and make myself some leaders. Yeah, man, that's a good way to start. Yeah, Heart Attack Grill. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that place is that if you weigh over a certain amount, you get to eat free or something like that. There's a few places that do stuff like that. Yeah, and if you don't finish your meal, they wooden panel you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy. Like I know America's big, like it's big in everything. Like everything is supersized in a way, isn't it? You know, everything's just big and glamorous. No, I've never been to America, to be honest with you. I don't think there's really anything in America that really appeals to me, to be honest. I've never really thought about it enough. I suppose it depends. Like when a lot of people think about like going to places like America and stuff like that, obviously there has to be some big appeal or something that they want to see or something that they want to experience. Yeah, New York, but then that's like looking if you look at New York and you compare it to like the winter time and the snow and New York City with the lights and all of that sort of stuff. Yeah, I can understand it, but it's completely different when you go there. Completely different when you go there. I've got family members which have been to New York where their experience has been kind of foreshadowed. It's no different than places like Cyprus as well, you know? When people go to Cyprus, there's always bad elements to everywhere you go, I suppose, but so that's your swivels, Gregor. Yeah, that's your swivels. Uh, to be honest, there's no real country that I want to go to. I mean, like, when I was a lot younger, I went to Mallorca in Spain, and we had a terrible experience with turbulence on the way back, and yeah, that kind of traumatized me. So being on an airplane is just something that I just do not do. You would not get me on an airplane, even if you was to give me a really large sum of money, I wouldn't do it. And that's honest. I wouldn't do it. Nah, nah. There is nothing that you could give me on the face of this planet to get me on a plane. Nope. Absolutely not. Yeah, I don't mind cruises, you know. I don't mind being on a boat. Me and my partner were watching, what was we watching the other day? Yeah, the poop cruise on what was it Netflix on it? Yeah. Nah, nah, I wouldn't get in a helicopter either. Yeah, I mean it's no different. It's just I'm not afraid of heights, you know. It's just the thought. It's just the thought of it. There's so many things that could go wrong. Do you know what I mean? And you just take that gamble in life, and yeah, fair enough, it might be a great experience, but I just don't think it's worth the risk, especially in today's world. Anyway, absolutely not. That is a crab. Another one. Yeah. Pilots are very well trained and experienced. Well, they should. I bloody hope so. Yeah, I mean, the best pilot in the world, right? Can't stop engine failure or the wing falling off. You know? Yeah. I'm not disputing. I'm not disputing. There are, you know, there are means of traveling. It's probably safer to fly in a plane than what it is in a vehicle. But at the same time, I don't know. I think it was just the childhood trauma. That's it. Just that one bad experience put me off for life. Just put me off for life. And nobody in this chat is going to convince me otherwise, because it's there, the damage is done. It's mad, isn't it? It is mad. Yeah, it was like I think I was about 8, 9, and we were coming back, and we flew through some really bad turbulence, and the engines actually shot off in the plane. Like the plane actually fell through the sky, and I remember people puking everywhere and stuff like that, and you know things moving upwards, and yeah, just no, just no, no, thank you. Oh dear. I should try and overcome my fear. To be honest with you, yeah, that's that. I suppose that is the wonderful thing. You have a choice. Like, if you look at it for the longevity of something, right? I don't gain anything from being on a plane. I wonder what this is. Give me one hell of a fight towards the end. Probably a flatfish or something. Probably a turbo or something stupid. Oh no, it's a stingray. A thorny skate. That fought like crazy. What the hell? What happened there? Ah, it's because I didn't put it on the thing. I got so confused then. I was like, what the hell's happened to me, Rod? They are cool, aren't they? Yeah. least somebody's paying attention. But like I say, I hope you've enjoyed this. I mean, I know that it's probably not the most glamorous thing to watch, but just sitting and chilling and fishing, you know, it's all good. This is a safe. Oh no, it's a haddock. Damn. I stand corrected. But yeah, I think it's been a pretty decent day of fishing, to be